let's introduce you to somebody. I think this election has really been truly remarkable because of the people that have been elected. You know, people say the Republicans of the Tea Party in particular are hate mongers, they're racist, they're against women, yet we have elected the first woman, black woman Republican. We have elected the first black man elected in the South since Reconstruction as a senator. I mean, that's insane, that stat. And the youngest woman to be elected. Now, there's also, as state delegates, newly elected state delegate from West Virginia. She's 18 years old. She won in a landslide on Tuesday, 63-30. Defeated a 44-year-old attorney. Her name is Sarari. How do you say this? Sarai? Is it Sarai?
Sarah. It's Sarah.
No,
Sarah,
it's not the way it's spelled. Is it Saira Blair?
Yeah,
Sarah, are you there?
It's Sarah. Yeah, it's Sarah.
How do you spell it? S-A-I-R-A?
Yeah, but just pronounce it Sarah.
Oh, okay. So I have it S-A-R-A-I on my.
Oh, okay.
So Sarah, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Can you tell me, what are you thinking? You're 18.
Yeah, it always has been something that I wanted to do. I never, thought, at 18 I'm going to run for the House of Delegates. But I attended some youth and government programs in my state, and after seeing, how capable young people were of doing a job, I decided not to wait until I was 30, 40, or 50.
Wow.
So when did you decide? Why? You ran your campaign out of a dorm room. You're majoring in economics. How long have you been interested in this stuff?
I've been interested in it for over probably 10 years, but it was after my junior year of high school, after attending a program where 300 students from across the state of West Virginia came to our capital, Charleston, and we wrote bills, we presented them in committees on the House floors, that I really saw that young people were being underrepresented, and that they, if they are old enough to vote or they're old enough to serve in the military, they're old enough to have their voice represented in the House of Delegates.
Sarah, I think you're phenomenal.
That's great.
Fantastic.
No, you're an 18-year-old freshman. Was it hard to get the voters to take you seriously? At first, did they not believe that you were serious and maybe didn't think you knew enough to become a representative?
Oh, yeah. And I knew that was going to be an issue I was going to face before I even filed. And I knew before even, going into arena that I was going to have to prove to them my maturity. So right off the bat, I worked hard to listen to their opinions. I sent out a poll to get how they felt on the issues and to show them how I felt on the issues, to show that we agreed. I also did a handwritten letter in my primary because that was the more difficult, the one in May, because I was running against an incumbent. So I had to prove to them that I really did want this and that it wasn't just some silly game I was playing. So I did 800 handwritten letters to show my time commitment, and then I put in $3,600 that I'd raised working on my family orchard and for my parents' water softener business for over 3 years to show that I had skin in the game and I was taking it serious.
Sarah, you were on the TV. You were on TV with me, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I remember you now. Can you tell me how would you describe yourself? Are you a Republican? Are you a libertarian or liberty-minded or Tea Party small government person? Where are you on the spectrum?
I would consider myself a Republican. I do feel that I take my views from a little bit of all the different parties. I firmly believe that we need to adhere to the Constitution as much as possible, and I do think that government has overreached what it was intended to do, and I think we need to draw back on that somewhat. I would consider myself a fiscal conservative. I did run on my pro-life, pro-Second Amendment viewpoints, but most importantly for me is being fiscally conservative and bringing jobs to the state of West Virginia.
How do you feel about Nicholas Sparks' movies?
Seriously, that's what we.
That's kind of the
deciding Nicholas Sparks movie.
Okay. I was listening to you guys. I want to state I have never seen a Nicholas Sparks movie.
She's more of a dude than I am. This is sad.
That is a waste of $13.
Wow. Okay, so I said during the break that if my daughter brought home somebody who had seen all of the Nicholas Sparks movies, I would question him on this way. I think the guy's a major player. Because no guy could do all 10 of those movies, right? He's just watching him because he's a player.
I couldn't do all that. I couldn't. So.
Yep. I don't even think Nicholas Sparks even goes sees his own movies. Couldn't read those. Couldn't read all 10 of his books. Are you kidding me?
Did you ever have a debate with your 44-year-old attorney candidate opponent?
No, we didn't do debates. Like I said, I've been involved in the political process, and I know that debates in my area in particular, they don't bring out good turnout. The only people that go to the debates are the people who already know which side they're voting on. We did do a candidate forum with all the candidates in my area, but it wasn't hostile in any terms. Both of us agreed not to go negative on our campaigns, and so we upheld a good relationship.
Honestly, because politics really, truly is now, unfortunately, all about raising the money. How, as an 18-year-old, did you raise the money? I know your dad was a state senator, right?
Yes.
Did that help you, or how did you get in front of people to raise enough money to go against somebody who's, an attorney and connected and everything else? How did you raise the money?
Yeah, raising the money was absolutely the hardest part of the campaign, especially because she was receiving a lot of money from union PACs and trial lawyers, and it was hard for me to keep up with it. I would make calls every day. I would get a list of family and friends, and I would start there with my inner circle and ask them for their support. Then I would branch out to family, friends that I knew about but hadn't talked to in a while. And then I would just start calling people in the area, business owners, asking for their support in my campaign and to vote for me on election day.
Was there a turning point in that when you noticed that people were starting to say, okay, hang on just a second? Because I imagine if somebody 18-year-old calls me up and says, hey, I want to do that, I might be like, oh, that's a cute little effort, and here's $100 or whatever. Was there a time when there was a turning point to where people were like, no, wait a minute, hang on just a second. You're possibly a serious candidate, and I'll sit down and talk to you about real money.
Yeah, after my primary election, it was no longer she's just joking around, she doesn't really know what she's doing. After my primary election, I started to receive more help from people and more respect for what I was doing, and I was able to push forward. I still have a lot of work ahead of me, but it did become easier after that.
How's your soul?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's doing all right so far.
Not even The Notebook? You didn't even see The Notebook?
No.
Okay.
No, actually, I have seen it.
Okay.
A lying politician.
Lie again. The politicians, you just probe and they fall apart.
I didn't see it in theaters,
Okay.
but I didn't finish it because it wasn't that great.
The Notebook would be a weird movie to not finish.
Sarah, you know how it ends, right? They see dead people.
Yep, that's how it ends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Willis is in it at the end.
Sarah, it's good to talk to you, and thank you so much for being on the program. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Keep your soul. Keep your soul.
And don't see Nicholas Sparks movies.
All right, thanks a lot.
It's one of the keys to keeping your soul.
I'd forgotten that we had talked to her either right before the primary, I think we talked to her right before the primary on television. Very, very bright. Very bright girl.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, and getting involved.
18 years old? How amazing is that?
That's great.
How amazing is that? And what a butt kicking.
Yeah.
Now tell me that we are a bunch of old farts, that's all it is. It's just the Republicans are nothing but a bunch of old farts. They're just white people. All of those things are not true.
We have the two youngest people who've been elected in America.
Yes. In the Senate, too, by the way. There's only two senators that are 40 or younger. Both of them were just were elected by Republicans, Cory Gardner and Tom Cotton.
And both of those are Tea Party guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Cotton is?
Cory, arguably. I mean, Cory Gardner, first of all, he banned birth control. So
Cory Gardner banned birth control.
He's mainly known for that,
right? But he's a Tea Party guy. Isn't he?
No, I don't know that I would say that. Gardner, I would not say he's a Tea Party guy. I would say Cotton is closer to that. But they're both pretty good. And look,
doesn't matter. Look, we have to start working together, but we also have to see the direction of the country. And I don't care what anybody says. It is not, just forget about politics. Wake up. Wake up, Washington. It's going to be too late. The people are passing you by. And in the end, the people do win.